Welcome back, guys. It is Wednesday the 31st. I've just finished my deliveries for the day. It is 2:30. I've just bought some rebar, so I've got to cut some rebar pins to go into the existing slab. Andy drilled all the holes the other day, so that's good. I've just got to cut the rebar and put them in, and then I need to cut some more pins for the new slab to join into the slab we're doing on Monday. Obviously it's a lot easier to put them through the forms than drill the concrete, so just make sure I've got enough for that, and then I've got a tiny bit of infill to do. I got another load of crushed concrete this morning, well, crushed hardcore type 1. It's actually recycled stuff, so it's not virgin rock. It's like brick and whatever else. It's been crushed down and screened. This stuff's a little bit smaller than I was getting at the beginning of the week because it's just a little bit easier to blend in to the grade. So I've got a little bit of feathering to do for that, and then I'll track it all in with the digger again. I've already gone over it once or twice already, and then we'll be all ready for tomorrow morning. Concrete's coming, I believe, around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So we'll get back, we'll get the big 9-inch grinder out and cut some pins, do a bit more feathering. We're keeping the burner going, so in theory we should be done with concrete at about lunchtime tomorrow, and then I'm going to get Andy unloading the kiln and reloading the kiln tomorrow afternoon, ready for deliveries Friday. And then the plan is Andy's going to come in on Saturday, as well as myself, and we're going to knock the forms off and get them all ready for Monday morning pour. I would like to leave it at least a day before we knock the forms off, because it's chilly. It's not cold. It's just, I know it's not going to cure as quickly as it could in the summer. I'll show you the slab when we get in. We've been working hard over the past couple of days. Probably haven't filmed too much of it. Most of it's just digger work, but I'll give you a little update when we get in. And I also took some drone shots, so I'll put them in here. So as you can see, got the rebar, so we'll have to cut this up. I've got some slightly smaller grade hardcore in. This is great for blinding off the holes. It's got a bit of fines in it, just to help pack it down. We're a tiny bit low there, tiny little bit low there, and up through the middle there, so it'll probably be 4 or 5 bucketfuls, but if I wasn't putting 4 or 5 bucketfuls of that in, it would be 4 or 5 bucketfuls of concrete, and that costs £140 a cube or so. So it's well worth doing that. I did have a string line up here, but I had to nick the rod, the bit of rebar that was holding it up, to make sure I didn't get a bigger size than we've already drilled the holes for. So but this needs to come up about 4 inches here, 4 to 5 inches, all the way up through here. So this isn't as important to do today, because we could do it tomorrow afternoon or Friday around deliveries, as long as it's done before Saturday, when we're moving the forms from there out to here, because this is where our second slab's going to be, and then the lorries can back down. We're going to back down the slab itself, start pouring, and just work our way out. Obviously the concrete will be there, so we'll be pouring against the new slab. So yeah, it's looking really good. I've got quite a lot of larger hardcore in, type 2, towards the beginning of the week. It was quite muddy there where the rain has washed away the decent hardcore, and I've scraped up multiple times because it was getting really sloppy. And obviously I've picked up a little bit of hardcore as well, and here there was actually no hardcore, it was just clay, so I put quite a bit of hardcore in there, tracked that all in, so we've got plenty of area for the lorries to turn around and they're not going to get stuck. Like I said, we've got some bigger hardcore underneath, and then the road planings that I scraped off from the work area, they've actually come up really well, and I've put them back on top because it gives it a nice blend, and it kind of seals up that hardcore. So it's not the smoothest, but it's perfect for lorries, perfect for my pickup truck and whatever else. The grafter will be fine when it's done. A little update on that: the gearbox has been ordered and it is on the way from Belgium. I'll be sure to let you guys know when it is in the country, and then in theory it should only take a day or two to kind of be fitted, done and completed. I did go and see the bodybuilders the other day, and I dropped off the reversing camera, and they are going to fit some work lights. I've just kind of thought that it would be nice of an evening. Obviously it gets dark a lot earlier in the winter, and that's the main time we're delivering logs. I don't want to be cut for light basically when I am using a crane, so I've got 2 on the headboard, I've got 2 lower down kind of lighting up all the floor, and then I'm going to have a slightly better reversing light, so because I can flick on the work lights, but sometimes if I'm on a road I won't be able to do that. They're doing a few other alterations which will make it really, really nice. That'll all be before we get the van sign written, probably in the summer now, because I need to save up a little bit more money, and it's going to be off the road for a little time again, so we'll have to do that in the summer. But we do potentially have a load of timber coming in next week, so we've got roughly 15 to 20 tons here of processable stuff for the factory. A little bit over here as well, a few big bits. I have now actually sold that oversized. Some of you might be screaming at me, but I'm not going to be able to process it unless I get a demo in. It's not guaranteed I'm going to get a demo in. At the end of the day, it's taking up space. So with the money that is being sold for, I can then buy processable timber, and we can make into logs, and then make into more money, and then buy even more logs. So it just worked out in my head that I sold that, got it shifted, and we can go from there. I really can't wait to get back on the factory and start using it again, but the TV has died. So the other day, Andy started the processor up and was about to start processing, and the TV would constantly go through the menu cycle. And I thought, is there a button stuck on the, on the remote? No, we took the batteries out of that. It was still doing it. I wasn't sure if the camera was messing around with the settings, so we took the camera, unplugged that out the back of the TV. It was still doing it. And what you do, you turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, whatever it does, and it still just runs through the menu. It just starts at the top and runs through and gets to the bottom. So a brand new TV has lasted a year, which is absolutely terrible. I don't know whether I'll be able to get one on warranty or not. Probably not. It may be the cold. We've had some fairly big frosts. Obviously it's downstairs, it's not insulated, and maybe that's bugging it up slightly. I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe I'll look online and see if there's any common faults with that model number, but that's really annoying, because once this concrete's done I want to get Andy back on the process and we need to start going through that timber. So, but yeah guys, it's going to be a nice big slab once it's done. It really is. It's cost me an arm and a leg really, but it just needs doing. Think about the money we can make next year with the timber stacked up, and think, well, it's actually think about how much money we can save by not putting it in the kiln for 7 to 9 days. It might only take 3 or 4. So there's a lot of plus sides to it. The forklift will stay a lot cleaner, not be damaged as much, because it can damage it, bumping all over hardcore and getting it caught up. It can get stuck, which isn't good for it. Right guys, I'm going to grab myself a coffee, and then we'll start cutting that rebar up and have a little level up of that hardcore, so we're ready for tomorrow morning. I've got headphones in, by the way. That funny noise. Watch out the way then. Right. These are so heavy, they weigh about 150, 180 kilos each. So they're built very well. But that's going to be the M1. So I'm just trying to keep it out of the way, but also put it in a sensible place that we can just manhandle it round to put in here when the last load is in. So I don't want to put it in the way, but that's pretty sensible because I don't have to do much infilling there. It's mainly on the other side, so I've got to go and pick up that string line. That bay's done now. I've got to build up all that side. Well guys, as you can see, we finished off the grading. So the next video will be concreting that left-hand slab. We've prepared as much as we can now. So if you did like the video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.